Golf is something that means something different to everyone.
Open your leg, mate.
Whether you start when you're young, when you're old, it's a game that unites all of us.
Yes!
For me, it started here with these small, simple moments. My grandpa put a club in my hand and told me to hit the ball before I could even tie my own shoelaces. And in those early days, it was all just about having fun, swinging the club and making memories with family. It wasn't competition, it wasn't anything just yet. But if we fast forward to today, here I am. I'm still chasing that ball around that little field. Still whacking the ball as far as I can at the driving range. And just having fun. Not taking it seriously with mates. But the more I play, the more I want to take it seriously. So this is going to be episode 1 of what I want to call Seeking Scratch. It's going to be a journey full of highs, full of lows, and I just want to take you guys along with the journey with me. I have no idea what handicap I am now. I've never had one in my life just yet. But don't get me wrong, I have posted some pretty good scores up there. I've posted scores of 2 over, 3 over. I mean, my worst days are 20 plus over. But like I say, those are the worst days. When I was playing golf with family when I was young, I think it teaches you a lot more than just how to swing a club. It teaches you patience, focus, and the value of spending time with people who matter the most. As I grew older, golf kind of took a back burner. It became something that I didn't play as much. I wasn't able to do because life gets in the way. And I think that happens for all of us if you start young. You go to school, you have friends, you play different sports, and golf just kind of, it's still there, but you don't pay as much attention to it. But coming back to present day, over the past year, I've been getting back into golf. My love for the game has rekindled itself. I've been going to the driving range as much as I possibly could. I mean, don't get me wrong, in January, I was spending way too much, 200 to 300 pound a month on the driving range. And I mean, if that doesn't show you how much I enjoyed the game, just to go hit some balls, then I don't know what else would. I want to take it as seriously as I possibly can. And rather than just going to the range and whacking balls, I think that it's now time for me to see how far I can go. I've always had this inner desire to see if I can get down to scratch, because I believe I can. And I believe many people can do it as well. But maybe it's a case of we don't know what it's going to take to get there. And maybe that's something that puts us off. Maybe we don't really know what's going to take to get to scratch. So naturally, I did what anyone would do, Googled it. The answer is simple. Just hit 10,000 balls a day and spend every hour walking on the course. And yeah, run like you're training for a marathon. Clearly, running's not my thing. But hey, it's all part of the process, right? Alright, enough of that. Let's see if this training helps at the range. The world is still waking up, and here I am at the range. It was one of those miserable days that just makes you question your sanity for dragging yourself out of bed, and it was hard. But that's golf, right? You'll do anything for it. You take the rough with the smooth. Today, I wasn't just going to be here to hit balls aimlessly. No, this session was going to be a little bit different. Structured, purposeful, and a step closer in the right direction to getting a scratch handicap. As I dispensed a few hundred balls, the plan was going to be simple but very important. I wanted to make each shot count. I took out my notebook, the one that's going to start feeling like a second caddy to me pretty soon, and jotted down the goals for the session. First up, keeping my left shoulder down. Lately I've been leaning back, launching the ball way too high. Not enough compression, no divots, and just really weak contact. Today was going to be about changing that. I also wanted to lock down my distances. It's easy enough to have a rough idea, but I needed to be exact, to physically write them down and track how they're changing. A little rain wasn't going to stop me from making progress, and with that plan in mind, I got set up in my bay and started taking a few warm-up shots. At first they were feeling good, You know that feeling when everything just clicks, goes straight down the middle, like baby draw, and that beautiful contact. Yeah, that lasted about 5 minutes. Then the overswinging kicked in, the over rotation, it was all just off. And the draw, well, you could call it a massive draw. It just was way more than I wanted, and it felt like all the shots were just slipping away from me from such a good start, and I just wasn't sure how to get them back on track at all. And to my surprise, out of the rain, who shows up but Clive, my coach. I haven't seen Clive in a few months for a lesson. I see him every week because I'm always there at the range, and we always chat, we always catch up, but I explained what was going on, how I was documenting my journey to Scratch and the issues I was facing today. You can see me showing him my overextension, my over-rotation, and Clive, being the good coach he is, immediately offered up some pointers. I showed him what I thought was the problem. You know, too much inside to out, too much transferring of the weight from right to left and back and forth. Clive watched me hit a few shots down the line, and then he pointed something out which should have been so much more obvious. My head was all over the place. Every swing I swung, my head would move, and that was just throwing everything off. But Clive said, as a good golfer I am, which I don't necessarily think I am just yet, I'm able to overcompensate, and what's that causing is for the ball to go much more left than it should be. Clive grabbed a club and he placed it just to the right of my head. He walked me through my backswing, making me feel the pressure against my right ear. It was so simple, but it was exactly what I needed. Suddenly everything clicked. My head stayed still and the ball flight started to tighten up. It was one of those moments that made me feel a bit stupid for not catching it earlier. He also had me use a mirror to see what was going on, showing me how to keep working on it. That plan I had for the session? Yeah, well, that went out the window. But honestly, I'm okay with that. I walked away with a clear direction on something that's been bothering me for a while. Sometimes it's the unexpected adjustments that bring the biggest results. So, the session didn't go as planned, but that's the beauty of golf, isn't it? The game never stops teaching you. Today wasn't just about hitting balls, it was about learning, adjusting, and moving one step closer to my goal. Even on a rainy, miserable day, I'll be back out here tomorrow, notebook in hand, ready to keep grinding. And after all, Scratch isn't going to catch itself, is it?